Ladies introduce themselves and tell about their organization, and then we're going to do a collection.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much Thank you so much for having us here this morning. My name is Christy Picolotti, and I'm the Assistant Business Manager for the National Sisterhood United for Journeyman Linemen. By a show of hands, how many of you here today have heard of the NSUJL? Awesome, that's great. Very good. For those of you who haven't heard of us, we're a nonprofit nationwide organization that helps fallen or injured linemen after an injury or an accident. I started with the organization just 2 years ago with very little knowledge of line work. Let me tell you, I was absolutely blown away after being there for just a short time. To see the needs of these families day in and day out was astonishing. To see the camaraderie between each and every one of you across the nation is beyond phenomenal. So many of us take electricity for granted. Many of us consider it a necessity, not a luxury. Yet day in and day out, you guys are literally out there putting your life on the line. NSUJL are like the first responders after an accident. We are there to help the family through it all. The organization was started by a group of line wives sitting around a coffee table. They had heard of the passing of a lineman. What next? Who helps? Sure, the brothers pass a hat, attend the funeral, and they go about their everyday lives. That certainly helps, and we don't take that for granted. But where is the support for the wife? 6 months, 9 months, a year after they lost their best friend. This is where I feel NSUJL shines. The financial backing is absolutely essential, but it's also the outpouring of support we continue to shower the widows with. This is what makes me really proud of what we do. I would like to introduce Debbie Boger to you. Debbie lost her husband Donnie 4 years ago. Please give her a warm welcome.
Thank you, guys. Like Christy said, my husband was killed 4 years ago. He worked for Lee County Electric Co-op in North Fort Myers, Florida. He worked in the trade for 17 years. He was not always union. He worked for Kohler, he worked for Midwestern Power, he worked for Seco, and he worked for Pike. He loved his line work. He died doing what he loved. He was somebody that I grew to love throughout high school. We met when I was 15 years old. He was my soulmate. When he died, he rolled his bucket truck. He suffered for 6 hours in ICU, and I did not know what the NSUJL was until 6 hours after he died when they contacted me. I was very fortunate that Ray Johnson had contacted me and got me into grief counseling. Throughout the last 4 years, I've been able to help other widows that came after me by running the support group for the widows on Facebook. We provide support with them by providing them anything that they need, whether it's just emotional support, whether it's getting them grief counseling, helping with bills, anything that they need, just providing friendship. After the funerals, after everything is done, after the linemen have been gone for a year or longer, they still need that emotional support. When my husband died, his family was not there for me. My family was there for me. My husband received one last call, and I was on the phone with him when he received that call. He was supposed to be home by 1 o'clock that morning. I did not find out of his accident until 3:15. I passed the accident site on the way to the hospital. I watched them as they turned his bucket truck, which you'll see pictures on the board here of the wrecked truck. I watched them as they turned it upright. When I got to the hospital, I did not see him until an hour and a half of arriving at the hospital. He had suffered blunt force trauma from being ejected from the truck. He was not wearing his seatbelt. He always wore his seatbelt. There was one mistake that he made that could have saved him. So when you guys are out there, think of everything that you do, because one mistake could make the last mistake that you ever make when you're out there in that field. You also have to think, if you are not married to your partner, you have to put in force a will or make your family know what you want done in the event of what would happen if you die. because your family may not know what you want done. There are so many widows left behind that have to fight with your families after the fact. And there's girlfriends that don't get the say-so of what happens to you. And it's very sad because these are women that love you, women that have spent years with you, but then your family will make the decisions. So please, make those decisions before something happens. You all know how dangerous your field is. I was fortunate to be married. Not every woman that I have dealt with in the past 3 years has been fortunate to be married to their men. Tomorrow is not promised. My husband's death has taught me to live each day to the fullest and not take anything for granted. Next Saturday, my husband would have been 41. He died 5 weeks prior to his 37th birthday. Just make those decisions. Go home and talk to your wives. Let them know that there are line wife groups, because that will help them now before you are gone. Let them know that there are groups out there that they can become part of. Let them know there are groups that are there in the event that you are gone. That could make so much of a difference to save your marriages before something happens. These are things I did not know before Donnie died. These are things that helped me after he had died, but things that I would have loved to have known. I did not know the NSUJL existed until he was already gone, which I'm very thankful for them, because I've been very active with them since he's been gone, and they have been a lifesaver.
Thank you, Deborah, very much. Your strength is inspiring, and we really appreciate you sharing your story with us today. All right, guys, I'm going to ask for a little group participation on this one real quick. All right, if you have a child, would you please stand up? If you have a wife, would you please stand up? If you are financially responsible for anyone other than yourself, would you please stand up? Lastly, and I know this is silly here, but if you're holding an IBW ticket, would you please stand up? Take a second and look around the room. Each and every one of you standing here are eligible to receive benefits from NSUJL. Think of them today as they pass the basket for donations. Look at your friends, your coworkers, your brothers. Wouldn't you do anything you could to help if they and their family were in need? Because in an instant, your life could change. Just as Deborah stood here before you today, that could be your mom, your wife, or your child. Thank you. You may be seated. Last year, we were able to provide over $67,000 to 19 families in need. That's an astonishing number. We get so much support from our members and brothers around the country. We truly appreciate every penny raised, every online purchase, every membership commitment, and every volunteer that helps spread the word about NSUJL. Annually, we hold the Lineman's Rodeo in Clearfield, Pennsylvania. It's our biggest fundraiser of the year, and it's a ton of fun. If you guys can make it out, you should really try to make it up. We celebrate brotherhood while honoring those lives lost. The night before our rodeo, we hold our annual Climbing for Lost Lion event. Men from around the country take turns climbing the pole and hang a lantern in memory of each brother lost that year. It is mind-blowing with all the safety precautions out there that we have so many accidents each year. But we do, and it's real. There are hazards, even when every safety precaution is met. Sadly, as everyone in this room knows firsthand, you can take every precaution out there. You can do everything right, yet the accidents still happen. I would like to share with you the video made by IBW's Hour of Power media team from last year's rodeo. Thank you very much for your time.
whole weight of the world is on that lineman or linemen that go up and hang that lantern.
I feel I'm at peace. Just that I'm going out there supporting him, supporting all these other fallen linemen and their wives.
I feel like we need to give respect to them.
It's important for me to come to this event because I want him tribute. It was a brotherhood that we believed in.
We had a fallen brother yesterday, so we're fortunate enough to climb for him, and hang his lantern, and it was probably the most heartfelt thing I've ever done, That was probably the heaviest lantern I've ever had in my life.
The IBEW, at its core, is about the bond between its membership and the community. And the National Sisterhood United for Journeyman Linemen is dedicated to that community. By remembering those who lost their lives on the job and providing support to those left behind.
I'm Rachel Johnson, and I'm a lineman's wife.
I'm Kim Monday, and I'm a lineman's wife.
The National Sisterhood United for Journeyman Linemen is built on solidarity, and this event encompasses solidarity.
We're a nonprofit group that helps union families when they need us most.
This isn't something we get paid to do, this is something that we want to do.
It makes me feel really humbled to know that there's so many coming together for this particular event to be able to help those families when that tragedy happens.
My name is Angela Minadio, and I'm here for Tim Marino with the IBEW Local 222. The wives have reached out to me personally. When I first got that phone call, it felt amazing just to know that I had the sisterhoods to back me up and the people who understand. Honestly, there's absolutely no words of how gorgeous and beautiful it is here.
I'm Jennifer Sharp, and my father, Red Sharp, was the IBEW Local 42 charter member. I came out here because my local brothers were honoring my father. The anticipation was nothing compared to actually being here and watching each and every lineman climb for a fallen lineman.
I'm Della Mark from Los Angeles, California. My son is Brandon Orozco. He was from Local 47. We've been coming to the NSUJL for 3 years now, and we will continue to support not only my son Brandon, but the fallen linemen. It's incredible what the NSUJL does out here for all the families of the fallen. It's so emotional here to see all these other families, and we're all going through the same emotions together. And I feel like if I can help one person, one family, and we can bond together and help each other get through our journey. That's one family I've met, and they had touched my heart. It brings my son to my heart even more.
It's part memorial and it's part competition. But the National Sisterhood United for Journeyman Linemen is 100% about doing the right thing to honor fallen members. It's also about keeping the IBEW spirit alive.
Please, hang those rounds. Cover. Do your secondaries. Do that far phase. Do everything you need to do. Because there is no shortcut for your children, your mother, your father, your wife.
The National Sisterhood United for Journeyman Linemen is using the rodeo to raise money to put back into their nonprofit organization to help IBEW families.
My hope is that people will see this video and see what we do, what we actually do is what we say we're going to do, and that the families have a never-ending amount of support that is needed, whether it be emotional support, financial support, physical support. And all of this takes the brotherhood and the sisterhood combining together to to make it happen so that we can continue to aid these families.
Brotherhood, sisterhood. It's about having someone's back and supporting them and their families in a time of need. And a big thank you to the linemen and the members who support the sisters who volunteer their time to the NSUJL. For IBEW Our Power, I'm Matthew Walton.
Hello everyone, my name is Bianca Martinzek and I'm the marketing director at NSUJL. As you saw in the video, our Climbing for Lost Linemen ceremony and rodeo is a very emotional event. We would love to see some new faces this year. The event will take place June 22nd and 23rd in Clearfield, Pennsylvania. As you probably know, the occupation of a journeyman lineman is considered to be one of the 10 most dangerous in the country. On average, 38 line workers are killed per year. This is greater than the fatality rate of firefighters. Others suffer loss of limbs from electrical burns and mechanical trauma. Although safety and health standards have increased over time, the need for an organization like NSUJL has not diminished. Currently, we are assisting 9 families across the country with financial and emotional support. That's an astronomical number. The type of support that we help with financially normally it would be with mortgages, utility bills, so that would be water, heat, electric, gas, and we also help with automobile payments and food. As for emotional, we can help you with home-cooked meals, with finding daycare, counseling, scholarships for kids, anything that would help the families maintain stability. Stability can be measured in many different ways. Most recently, we actually helped a man who had an on-the-job injury, but he was unable to get up. So we actually provided him with a motor-operated chair to lift himself and his spirits. This was a life-changing purchase. We admire the Service Electric Company. Your training and safety programs are crucial. Safety does not happen by accident, but do know that if in the event of an accident did occur, that the sisterhood would be here to help you and your family. On Friday, January 26th, NSUJL celebrated our 6th anniversary. It was 6 years of growth and giving, and we could not be more excited. After our presentation, if you have any questions about our organization or about our upcoming rodeo, please don't hesitate to contact us. On behalf of the organization, I would like to thank you for your time. Thank you for inviting us to your safety kickoff meeting. We truly value our relationship with Service Electric Company, and we look forward to speaking with you later.
Okay, guys, it's that time in the program where we take up the collection. So everybody reach in and please help with this.
Hey, y'all, hey, I'm gonna tell you what, I appreciate you ladies coming. It's inspirational to myself and hopefully everybody else here to see what the organization's doing. And hopefully everybody was paying attention. And you know, if that didn't shake you up, then there's something wrong with you guys. I'm telling you. They do an awesome job, and we really do appreciate. We appreciate being able to help. So give them another round of applause. In your envelope, there's a payroll deduction form. So there's an ATM machine outside. Get your wallet out. Let's make a contribution. If you don't have any money on you, you want to do a payroll deduction form. That's what the form is for in your envelope. You can do that, or we'll eat lunch in a few minutes. You can go to ATM, you can come back, you can give money then.
Hey, Keith, what's this 12 pack of beer worth?
Oh, it's about $10, $12 these days, isn't it?
I think each and every one of us could forgo one 12 pack of beer. Or for those of you that drink.
Want to pass it down?
Yes, pass it down.
Tell them to pass it down.
Yeah, there you go.
Just pass it down.
Hey, everybody, if you got papers that says payroll deduction, pass them to either one end or the other so we can get them collected.
Hey, listen up, everybody. Now, I've already said this is our fourth kickoff, right? And our first kickoff in West Virginia, we raised $7,933. We went to Kentucky. In Kentucky, I'm gonna tell you that group in Kentucky, we're probably about this size. I think we're probably about 250, 250 some people. We raised $12,525. Last week, we were in Dalton, Georgia. We had about 600 people there. We raised $26,000. So we got a room here. Looks like we hit 250, 300 folks. Let's don't make sure we don't want to disappoint nobody. So y'all make sure y'all. We're going to tally it up here in a few minutes. We'll make sure because if we can't beat Kentucky, man. We want to be able to eat. We can't beat $12,000. So. And I know y'all get hungry and look at me. I need to eat. So y'all make sure you give.
Chief, we don't beat Kentucky. We may be back after lunch and pass them.
Yeah, we'll have to do it again, right? Oh, I got a feeling we're gonna beat Kentucky right off the bat.
Did everybody get their paper to the end there? See, Todd Folks got one.
Yeah, if you don't have a payroll deduction form, you need one. Don't worry, we can make copies. She has copies, so we already got them paid. Anybody else, raise your hand if you got a form, if you got money. We don't want to leave you out.
Get over this way? Yeah? No? Got one there? Thank you.
Everybody had an opportunity. Yeah, I hope or not, because I've been eating a handful of days too. All right, don't let us leave you out. You got a form? Anybody needs a form? Everybody good? All right, we'll get that tallied up in a few minutes. You heard that guy say how the kids get running? Why? Why do we do that? With all the stuff that we have, all the safety policies, all the PPE we have, why do we still have that many fatalities at the end of each year? Why? Think about it. Think about some of the things that we've talked about in here this morning. You've had a lot of information given to you this morning. It's up to you to use it. I can't be out there with you every day. Jim can't be out there with you every day. It's up to each and every one of us. So remember, some of the things that you've heard in here today. Communication, the engagement. Making sure that we're focused on what we're doing. That's what matters. That'll keep you there for the next day. And yes, it's constant. You have to constantly continue to focus and work on that communication. None of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. But getting up every morning wanting to do better today than you did the day before, that's a step in the right direction. So, anybody else got any other paperwork? We don't want to miss anybody. We get them all?
We got one back here.
All right, got one back there. All right, we're going to watch a short video, and then we'll get our tally and see if y'all contributed enough to eat lunch. All right, pay attention. Now we all deal with induced voltage, and this is a short video, but in some of you may have seen it before, but a lot of you in here have not. So please watch the video.
We're here at the Klondike Training Center to perform some testing showing induced voltages and induced currents at